Hey, this is Logan Mader from Once Human, and you're listening to Collision on Voice FM. Hello?
Logan, it's Kat. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
So you're up in Sydney at the moment.
Yeah, I'm actually at Featherdale right now in the zoo.
It is a nice day for it, though, isn't it?
Yeah, enjoying a little time off.
Well, it's not actually time off so much as it's a promotional trip at the moment, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's a combination of getting away from the house and also doing some press.
Yeah. Can I ask how you met Lauren?
I met Lauren from Monty Connor is an A&R. He used to work at Roadrunner, and he works at Nuclear Blast now. He's signed a bunch of legendary bands. He signed Machine Head and Slipknot and Sepultura and Trivium, and yeah, he's kind of a legendary A&R guy, and he's been a big part of my career. He introduced me to Lauren almost 3 years ago now, and he had this video clip of her playing guitar, and he was like, I thought of you, Logan, when I saw this. Maybe you want to do a production deal with her or work with this girl. And he was right.
Definitely.
So I got together with her. Yeah, I got together thinking like that I would write songs with her and produce, like a development production deal type of thing that I do as a producer often.
Yeah. But you couldn't not work with her.
Yeah, I really got into it, and she wanted me to play in the band, and I was a little bit reluctant for a minute, and then I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do this. Why not? And I'm really glad that I did. It feels good to be playing again.
Yeah. Well, you were one of the original members of Machine Head, and then you spent some time with Soulfly in the 90s, but have you actually been in a band as such since then?
Yeah. Well, after Soulfly, I did a band called Medication for like one album, and it was only for a couple of years, and it kind of just didn't result in what I had expected, so it disbanded, and I went right into full-time producing around that was 15 years ago. So I cultivated my career and kind of made a name for myself as a producer and a mixer, and I really love doing that. It's been my passion, sort of my plan B career. I still do it today. But yeah, after meeting Lauren and doing this music, I decided to juggle the two things and get back on stage, and it feels good.
Right. Yeah. Can I ask how you actually even got into Machine Head? Did you plan on being in a band, or did it just sort of happen? Or?
Well, yeah, I've been playing guitar since I was 15 years old, and I grew up in the Bay Area, and there was a cool thrash metal music scene thriving there in those days, and Rob Flynn was in a band called Violence. It was a Bay Area thrash metal band that I was a fan of, and I became friends with him, and when he left Violence, he formed Machine Head, and Adam Deuce, the original bass player, and myself were the other founding members when he formed the band, so we were there from the beginning, and that was my first band. I had always wanted to play in a band. Now I'm looking at a giant crocodile. I'm like blown away. Sorry.
As long as he doesn't eat you, that's okay.
I'm really amazed by all the wildlife here. It's cool. That's a big crocodile.
Have you cuddled a koala?
I pet a koala today, yes, I did.
That's good. Have you been to Australia very often?
Only twice before this. I went with Machine Head in 95, and we toured 5 shows here, and then I came back with Rob in a promotion tour, the second album for Machine Head. That was 96, 97.
All right.
Yeah, I love it here. It's a really good country.
A few things have changed since then.
Yeah.
So then the album, it's actually your sophomore album that you've got coming out in January.
Yeah.
Evolution.
Yep, it comes out January 20th.
I didn't hear The Life I Remember. Was that sort of clearing up the past or something, that album?
Well, the cycle was short-lived. We did 2 tours. We toured with Fear Factory in North America, and then we toured with Fear Factory in Europe and the UK. And then that was sort of the end of it, but we didn't want to stop, so we got busy making a second record. And I'll tell you, in many ways, the second record is really, it's like our first record because we've really now discovered our sound and have a unique identity. So I look at, looking shortly into the future, it's like I see our third album as more of the sophomore album because not a lot of people heard the first one. I don't even think it was distributed in Australia, but the second one will be because our label has a distribution partnership with Sony, and it will be released here now. And we're getting a lot of really, really good response about the music so far, and I believe we'll have a good touring cycle and build a real fan base. And then we'll have to live up to that record.
I think it's a really good album. And
thank you.
That's why I've called it Evolution, because the band's evolving to what you want it to be. And I mean, the first single and film clip you've put out are just amazing.
Yeah, I'm really surprised and happy about the results of that video. I didn't expect it to get so many views. It's getting near 1 million views in less than 2 months. And I was like, okay, well, that's a good indicator. And it feels really good. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, definitely. And then are you planning on touring this album to Australia sometime next year?
One thing we did differently now, we added another guitar player and another collaborator to the creative team with Lauren and I. We have 3 guitar players now. Max Karen is the new guy, and he's a really strong writer and a really great guitar player and a super cool friend of ours. So the 3 of us did this record together, the second one. It's a big part of the evolution.
Yeah. It's actually like from the time you started in Machine Head back then, could you have imagined a female actually singing the way that she does? Because there seems to be more and more of them at the moment coming out.
Yeah, there really is. And it's like, to me, it's just good metal, but it's certainly referred to as female-fronted metal. But like, it's quite common and accepted these days, which is nice with bands like Arch Enemy, with like doing so well globally with Angela, and then there's a lot of good female-fronted bands. I produced a band called Butcher Babies last record.
Oh, yeah, they're awesome.
They're pretty heavy female-fronted.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. And I mean, if they're good, you can't actually tell by hearing them that it's a female. You might have little things here and there that say, hang on, is that a woman? But, like you said, it's metal.
Yeah, it's got big balls, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah. So then from going from not wanting to be in a band necessarily, now you are making plans and all the things, looking ahead and hoping this band is something special?
I already know it's something special, and it's like my life doesn't depend on it succeeding or not. So it's a passion project, but I'm quite confident, and I don't know how big it's going to get or how far it's going to go, but I feel like we're building a really strong foundation that will stay with us as long as we make music.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's good about metal. It's like when you build a fan base, they tend to stick with you as long as you keep making good records and you keep delivering. It's like the fan base stays with you and grows with you and builds over time, as opposed to like pop music that's just like on the charts in your hearts and then it's gone and then it's, gone.
Yeah, like I never really listened to Machine Head back then, but they're my new favourite band at the moment.
Nice.
But you might be my new favourite band.
All right.
But as a producer and that, and I guess being in some of the big successful bands you've been in, is there anything that you can identify in a band in the studio that tells you if they're going to possibly have a chance of making it or not?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many factors, but the foundation and the fundamentals of having a front man or a front woman that has the raw talent that you can't manufacture that. It's like it's genetic or it's just a part of their being. And that's the beginning, to have the real passion, the real talent.
Yeah.
And then, making the right kind of music and putting the right band together at the right time. There's all these factors involved in timing and, even then you never know if it's going to work or not. But I like taking a lot of risks, and I've developed quite a few bands from the ground up and had some good success with that, identifying raw talent and helping it develop and getting major record deals for these artists as a developer and manager.
Yeah, you're lucky because, a lot of people either have a creative mind or a business mind, but it's a good position as a musician to be in to have both, and you're slaying it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm just sort of juggling the whole thing. It's a little bit difficult. I also manage Once Human, so there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work, and I produced it and mixed it. But those things, I've developed those skills over the years. As a producer, I've gotten into management and talent development, and I like doing all that kind of thing. It's like, it's not typical of an artist to normally have a desire to build those skill sets, but I feel like it comes natural to me, and I've just through the experience that I've had, I'm able to, apply that to Once Human as a manager. And my organizational skills and my relationships in the music business are strong, and my understanding of all the bullshit, boring type of things you have to do to make a band work and get a record deal and, deal with publicity and album setup and touring and budgets and work visas and airplane flights and tour buses and all that shit. I do all that, and I enjoy doing it.
Yeah. Can you remember what has been the first big moment in your life that you wanted to pinch yourself?
Yeah, there was a bunch of those. There was just, even the first time playing with Machine Head, that was my first band. I felt the magic and it was powerful. And then getting signed to the label we wanted to was Roadrunner, and that was a big milestone. And then shortly after that, a record came out. It blew up in Europe, and we got to tour with Slayer. That was a dream come true, kind of a surreal moment, like, holy shit, what the fuck? And then, playing at Dynamo Festival in Holland in 95, and there was 110,000 people there. We were high up on the bill, second direct support to the headliner. That was a big right there. And then there was many of them, yeah. I'm trying to moments happen again, for Lauren and for the guys in my band, because they've never done most of that, and it's really important to me to make that happen. do my part to help make that happen for all of us. And I can relive it too.
Well, I actually don't doubt that it will, because you are an amazing band and she's an amazing front woman.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, does she like work on looking after her voice so that she doesn't break it?
Yeah, she's really good about doing warm-up exercises, and she really developed her vocal range and her style between the first album and the last album. It's pretty night and day, and her range of sound has grown immensely, and her lyric writing has evolved to a point that's very impressive to me, and I'm very proud of her for that. And she really kicked ass on the lyrics and the vocal melodies and the delivery. But Lauren's here if you want to speak to Lauren a little bit too. She's right here.
Awesome. Yeah. I would love to have a quick chat with Lauren if you've got time.
Yeah, she's right here.
Awesome. I look forward to having a chat next year when you're coming to Australia.
Yeah, you too.
Hi, this is Lauren Hart from Once Human, and you're listening to Collision on Voice FM.
Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good. So how did you end up in America and being discovered by someone like Logan Mader?
Oh, I actually was, I don't know, there's been a mix-up in some information. I was actually born in California, so I have American citizenship. But I spent most of my life in Australia, and I had just gotten back from Australia to America, probably just, I think it was 2 months before I met Logan. And what happened was I came back and got a little studio and a little cheap guitar and an amp, and I decided I wanted to start playing again. I'd played guitar for most of my life, and I sang in garage bands and wrote my own ever since a teenager. But then, you kind of have to move on with life and do things that are going to pay the bills. So I stopped playing for a while and went off in a different direction. But then when I came back to LA, I decided I want to get back to my soul, get back to me, and YouTube existed, so I thought I would use social media to just sort of be creative again. And a video I did was in my little studio, and it got around to a guy who used to be in Roadrunner, sent it off to someone named Monty Connor, who I had no idea who that was either. And Monty sent it to Logan, was like, what do you think of this girl? You should do a production deal around her. And then before you know it, I'm going up this giant mountain to Logan Mader studio, and we met, and from there we just hit it off, started writing music, and you know the rest.
And this is going to be like your first major band or possibility of a major band?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've only done like side. I was always part of like a side project. I was never taken seriously. I was always, because my passion, I play guitar, but my passion was screaming. But it's like a lot of these guys, they don't want a girl screaming in their band. So I was always just like, oh, you can just like hang with us on the weekends and we can do like a side project with you kind of thing and have a couple beers and you can scream in the mic a little bit and we'll just free jam. I mean, it was always kind of that sort of thing. And so I had that, and then I would have my little 8-track recorder and I would write my own music and scream in my bathroom. And that was it. Like this really just, I'm really lucky how this happened. It just fell from the sky, and I just feel really lucky. I don't know why it did, but it did.
Yeah. It didn't just, I mean, you were putting yourself out there, so, it didn't just fall from the sky, but it did fall into the right hands.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, social media is really powerful nowadays.
Yeah. And it's actually like there's a lot more female-fronted metal bands that are amazing. It's great to see.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's more accepted nowadays, and it's a big movement, I feel like, that's happening right now. There's a lot of amazing women coming out of the woodwork.
It is, and it's great to see women who, like, you're probably in one of the best positions to be in, one of the powerful metal bands and a female singer, and you'll be leading the way for other people.
Yeah, exactly.
So is there something you would like to say to people to get them to grab hold of this album, check out the new music?
That Logan hasn't said already. I don't know what I could add to.
What does this album mean to you?
Oh, it means everything. There's a lot of relevant lyrics. There's a lot of things happening in the world right now that I talk about in the lyrics. And I think there's also a few songs that I wrote from it was a personal story, but I really hope that it will help other people the way it helped me. The lyrics, a lot of metal lyrics are quite negative, but I try to put sort of a positive twist on a lot of them and a little bit of wisdom, and a bit like, Gojira's got like real positive lyrics.
Mm.
It's kind of, I wanted to throw that in there, and because there's so much negativity in the world right now, and I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I get it. You wanted to, like, you can't ignore the negativity, but you wanted to put some hope in it too.
Exactly, yeah. Well, metal is all about venting and aggression, but it could also have a moral to the story,
Yeah, awesome. And is there actually a theme that you've written throughout this album, or was it just what you saw around you at the time?
Yeah, every song's different. There's, personal stories from my past, and there's also things that sort of sparked emotion in me that happened in the world. So it was sort of my perspective on things. And like Eye of Chaos. Eye of Chaos was an example of something that happened in the world that I needed to write about because something needed to be said about it.
Yeah. And it is like, that is an awesome song, and you look great in the video.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you're gorgeous and talented, and you're a very good-looking band overall, actually. I will actually tell people that they can find you at facebook.com/oncehuman.
Yep.
You don't have a website just yet. I'm sure you'll be working on that.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's been great talking to you and Logan. It's been a bonus, actually.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And yeah, I definitely can't wait to get down and listen to this album now, because I do love the single, and I look forward to seeing you live as soon as possible.
I look forward to playing out here as soon as possible.
Yeah, actually, the album Evolution, and that will be released in January.
Yep.
It's definitely one that people should keep an eye out for, and go and check out Eye of Chaos single and video, and keep an eye out for the new one. Go and give their Facebook page a like. Very exciting band.
Thank you so much.
It's been great talking to you both. Have a good day, and don't let anyone get eaten by crocodiles.
Thank you for having me again. And did you already say goodbye? Yeah? All right.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye.